Come join me for my top 4 exercises to do for an osteoporosis body. The first one we're going to do is take a lie down onto our back. So when we do lie down on our back, if you notice that your head is tilted up or your upper back is much higher than your head, then you want to find yourself a pillow. A towel really works easily, and we're just going to place that behind the back of your head just to make sure that you have got good alignment through the back, neck, head, and shoulders. So from this position, we're going to send our arms up towards the ceiling, and we're going to lengthen the fingertips to reach higher and then sink the arms back down. Now, in an osteoporotic body, what you'll notice is that we start to lose some height in our spine because we can create a little bit of curvature in the upper spine because of the loss of height in our vertebral bodies. I will link the tutorial I have done on osteoporosis so that you can understand what I mean. And then we're going to rest the arms down. We're going to send the arms over behind you. So what you're looking for is just to go and find a range where you're not trying to drop your arms down to the ground, but where you can still keep your arms really safely inside of the shoulder sockets, and then bringing the arms all the way back down towards your side. And then repeating the arms traveling overhead and the arms returning back. Now, it seems like a very simple movement, but while we send our arms over, there's a natural feeling of lifting and lengthening through the sides of the body and the fronts of the ribs. And that's what we're trying to open up, is our thoracic spine. So this portion here where our rib cage is, we want to feel like we've created space between our ribs and our hips, and getting better function in our shoulders so that we are not creating impingement at our arms if our posture is too stooped. All right, from here we're going to take that towel away, unless when you take it away your head is still tilted. We're going to go into our bridging action. So with the bridge, we're not going to end up going too high, but we're going to go with a flat bridge. So you're going to press down through the feet and then just feel the bottom just hovering off of the mat. So I'm not coming up between my shoulder blades, and then I'm lowering my pelvis back towards the floor. So I want to maintain my head and my upper back very rested on the floor, and then just beginning to hover the hips up into the air and down. We're going to meet another exercise in standing where we're going to do a similar thing, which is our squatting action. So this is producing strength around your glutes, the muscles around the pelvis, and starting to work those back muscles, the back extensors, just to support around the pelvis. So again, the other area that is susceptible to osteoporosis is the front of the head, or the neck of the femur. So we're just making sure that that is all good and safe. All right, we're going to turn over now. We're going to come onto the front of our bodies, and we're going to do the most recommended movement for osteoporosis, which is an extension of your spine. So we're going to lie our body over, our trunk body over onto a towel, and this is just going to support the ribs on the front of the body, and send your arms out behind you. From this position, we're going to hover our head away from the mat, trying to get it in line with the rest of the spine, and then begin to raise the arms off of the floor and lower them back down. And again, raising the arms and lowering. So at the moment, I haven't gone into a back bend as such. I'm just finding length from the crown of my head down to my feet. And then I'm using those arm moves we did when I lay on my back. And then one more time, and then lowering yourself back toward the floor. All right, so for this next one, if it's comfortable in your spine to go a little further, we're going to lift up a little higher. So we'll start with the same action. Head lifts up, and then feeling like your arms are lengthening down, but we're going to try and get some ribs to leave the floor and other ribs to stay on the towel, and see if you can float the arms up a little higher and then lowering your body back down. Now, if this doesn't feel great in your spine, just go repeat the move we did previously. And again, as we're coming up, we're peeling the front of the chest away from the floor surface, arms hovering. Now, important that your head doesn't tilt forward and look away, because we don't want to create that neck tension. So as I'm coming up, truth be told, I'm not even really looking at the front of my mat yet. So that's how sort of not far I'm going out with my eyes. I'm probably, I don't know, I don't even know how far I am from my mat, that far away from my mat, and then lowering my body back down again. We'll do 2 more like this. So this is a great extension exercise, very recommended. And then remembering how important those arms are to help sort of lift up in the upper back. And then the last time as we raise ourselves away from the mat surface, and then bringing ourselves down. From here, we're going to push ourselves up onto hands and knees, and we're going to take our towel and we're going to just fold it in a lengthened position. So a few times over and for a nice fold, because what we want to do now is some weight bearing, and often because we can also get issues at our wrist area, we want to make sure that that feels good and comfortable. So you're going to rest the heel of your hand on the top side of the towel, and then your fingers down on the bottom. And that's just going to make sure that you're not compressing into the joint of the wrist too much, and it feels a little bit more flush. You could also sort of create more cupping feeling. That's another way of creating less resistance into your hands. So just double checking that you have got hands and shoulders under each other and knees and hips. So from here, classic move, quadruped, one leg and opposite arm travel out in front. We're looking for length in these limbs and then coming down. It's important that we're not trying to take the leg so high that we bend into the spine and drop into the shoulder. So we want to stay as lifted as possible through our moves in between as we switch sides. There's a lot of benefit to this exercise, so much. You've got standing leg work and strength happening. You've got strength through the joints up into the shoulders. You've got great spine length and strength happening. We've got that shoulder move. You've seen in almost every exercise we've done so far, there's been an arm component to the exercise. One more time to each side just to get that feeling of length and stretch. And then last one coming up. Now, these are my favorite 4 exercises to do with an osteoporotic body, but I'm going to throw in a bonus one because this one is the ultimate that you can do at any time of the day. So we're going to come up into a standing orientation, and we're going to introduce ourselves to a squat. Now, people can do squats really badly, or hopefully we're going to learn how to do it really well. So if you've got a broomstick at home, this is usually quite a good place to put it at the back of the head, between the shoulders and the pelvis, so that as you go into your squat, you want to keep those 3 contact points resting. Now, obviously, I don't have a stick at the moment. I'm just using my hand at the base of my pelvis and the top of my head or back of my head and coming up. So we don't want to go into a squat where we have a rounded back. We also don't want to go into a squat where we have an arched back and a lifted head. So you've got to let your eyes travel with you as you make your way into the sit. So here we go. Arms are going to reach forward. Bottom is going to go back. Now my eyes are diagonally lining up down to the floor, and then standing up, they line forward. And again, stretch the arms forward as the bottom goes back, and then push through the feet to stand upright. And again, at the moment, my feet are about hip distance apart, so they're fairly narrow, which is a good place. This is how we stand. This is where we stand on our body, so we want to strengthen ourselves in those areas. You could do it wide, but why? When it's more beneficial for the legs to be more in parallel shape, and then coming back down. All right, so that is our series for today. If you keep adding that into your routine a few times a week, I'll also link one of my other favorite exercise routines here for some strong and healthy, safe osteoporotic moves to do. And make sure you keep your bones nice and strong. And remember, the more often you can get down onto the ground and start using your hands and knees in sitting positions, the better it's going to be for you. Get off of those comfy sofas. I'll see you again in a video soon. Bye.